Obviously, saving money is essential for our financial future, but according to the numbers, many of us aren't saving nearly as much as we should be. Granted, it's not always our fault when we don't have nearly as much money saved as we would like. Sometimes it happens because of a difficult job market or unexpected and uncontrollable expenses from an extended health scare. But other times, it's due to a factor that we can influence, which is both frustrating and encouraging. Hey, let's talk how to stop impulsive buying. Overspending may be avoided by keeping track of our spending, whether via a budget or a glance at our expenses. We may prevent overspending by keeping track of our finances. Budgeting tools like the zero based budget may help you develop a detailed analysis of your income and expenditure and the corresponding budget allocations, and then make revisions as necessary until your monthly expenses and monthly revenues are in balance. In other words, you establish a goal for every dollar you earn and track your progress each month. Comprehensive budget is preferable than a percentage-based budget like the 50-30-20 budget proposed by Elizabeth Warren or T. Harv Eker. In this specific case, when compared to a percentage-based budget such as the 50-30-20, the 50-20-20 pushes you to concentrate on the big picture rather than becoming bogged down in the dings and drabs of jar. It is possible that we are suffering financial instability if we find ourselves second guessing our purchases after we have made them. In order to get a clearer picture of their finances and the things they most value, many individuals are turning to a value-based budget. As opposed to educating you about your spending patterns, this budget is designed to help you keep track of your present expenses. If you review your spending and experiment with the new ways of being, you can dedicate as much of your money as possible to the things you care about most. This means you will have more money to spend on the things you want to spend your time and cash on as a consequence. Customers are required to abstain from purchasing anything that isn't an immediate need for what a predefined length of time in order to cleanse their system and find what's really important and what they might live without. Meaning, they must figure out what it is that they actually crave and how to get it by without it. Our overspending may be due to a lack of understanding of the long-term effect of our expenditures. There is no such thing as a pocket $50 if you spend it on a bag of chocolates or a Netflix membership. When you look a little further, you'll find that the influence of your spending extends well beyond that. Using the actual hourly income and the 300x rule, you may estimate how much money you might collect in your retirement nest egg if you invested that money over a period of time. It's common for individuals to use the 300x rule as a method to place their expenditures in a context other than the apparent one. Achieving financial independence requires more than one-time purchases like candy bars. It necessitates calculating how much you need to save and invest each month to cover your recurring monthly obligations, such as Netflix or a vehicle loan. According to a research by retired financial consultant William Bangaon, investing in a well-diversified portfolio should enable for inflation-adjusted annual savings withdrawal of at least 3% to be maintained for at least 30 years. According to this assertion, for every $5 you spend each year, you need roughly $30 saved in investment alone. Most of the time, the answer will be yes, but this is new insight into the written language may cause you to evaluate whether or not you intend to use it. Vicki Robbins' best-selling book reveals an hourly income that might be more important than signing up for a variety of subscription services. It might not seem like much if you're making $60,000 or $70,000 a year. When you include in taxes, transportation, parking, and other work-related expenses, that $800 quickly adds up. For someone making that much money, the iPhone and everything else that comes with it is out of reach. One of the advantages of doing so is avoiding an unneeded expenses. It's possible that our spending patterns and triggers are causing us to go over budget. Shopping, eating out, and browsing Amazon are all ways to relieve stress and reward yourself for a job well done. The reason you do anything is because you've been doing it for so long that you've forgotten why you began. Surely I'm not the only one who has done this on occasion. In order to better understand their personal financial triggers and the habits of behaviors like they don't like, many people keep a diary or ask for guidance from family, friends, or a counselor. We now have a considerably better chance of discovering a technique that works. Our willpower to resist temptation decreases when we are exposed to more and more advertisements, social pressures, and expectations, and other signals that make spending an enticing proposition every day. To avoid impulse purchases and buyer's remorse, the 72-hour test may be used to postpone discretionary spending for at least 3 days. Having a little extra cash on hand is always a smart idea when going food shopping. For other people, though, this is their only means of funding. It is common practice for people to split their cash and identify each container according to its intended use while budgeting. This is known as the envelope technique or the cash-only strategy. They avoid the issue entirely by paying themselves first. You may still need the other strategies to avoid overspending and ending up in debt, despite the fact that direct deposit from your salary may assist. When pursuing long-term goals such as saving for retirement, it is common for people to get financially sluggish or discouraged. Breaking down the goal into smaller pieces can help you achieve your objective more easily. To keep yourself motivated, reward yourself often and divide down your savings goal into little chunks. A lack of time or energy, a lack of information about discounts and where to get the greatest offers, or a lack of ambition to finish a DIY or a project are all reasons why people overpay. Think outside the box and connect with others are the best way to cope with this. Learning from our past mistakes is a positive thing, regardless of how bad it is that so many of us have overspent. Neighbors who recently purchased a sofa or other item may be more than happy to sell it to us for a cheap price, since it was quickly apparent that they no longer needed it. We can get what we need for cheap or even free by joining an online buy nothing group and trading with others in our local community, or we may participate in a local buy nothing group. In addition to the more traditional methods of reusing and repurposing, such as waiting for sales and coupons, you may also come up with new and inventive ways to do it. If you know of any additional ways to avoid overpaying and save money, please tell them in the comments area below. This is obviously not the only technique. Let me know what you think and I'll see you next time. Thank you for viewing my video. My name is Z. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Sharing this information with your friends and family on Mondays will help me get the word out. The financial sector has undergone a major change.